L.O.T.S Media. Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. Listen, breaking news, all right? I had something to do right now, but I had to come home to handle this right now. It's an urgency, all right? Urgency, all right? All gloves is off right now. We finally got what we wanted. Listen, we have finally gotten what we wanted. Y'all know we just like them kids in high school and middle school. We running outside to see the fight. We even provoke the fight. You know when you push somebody into the opponent, you push your homeboy to go fight the next man? That's what we've been doing. Listen, it's here. Shout out to Drizzy Drake. Big shout out to Drake. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. Shout out to Metro Boomin for initiating this war. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's a war. If any of you guys are under the wrong misconception, the wrong interpretation, this is an all-out war right now. Listen, I don't know if you guys been listening. I think we all, if you haven't been listening, you're basically under a rock right now. The whole country is submerged in it. Pause, no Diddy. The whole country is paying attention right now. Listen, Drake has finally responded to Kendrick. Did y'all hear what I said? Drake has finally responded to Kendrick Lamar. No more J. Cole, Jermaine Lamar, Cole. Push him to the side. Forget about Jermaine, forget about J. Cole right now. This is all about Drizzy, Drake, Champagne Poppy. Champagne Poppy, listen. I want everybody, make sure you guys hitting like. Make sure you guys are sharing this one. All right, this is breaking news. We're going to make this real quick, and we're going to break it down for what it is. I have a list of things here. Now, listen, I'm usually not this. I'm not this detailed. I'm not this meticulous, all right? I am psychoanalyzing this. I'm analyzing it from top to bottom. Pause. This is serious. If y'all don't know, this is the best thing that happened since Ether and Jay-Z. Yeah, I said it. I don't want to hear no argument. This is the best thing that's happened since Beanie Siegel and Jada Kish bumped heads. Listen, I'm telling y'all what's going on right now. Drizzy has dropped a response. The song is called Drop and Give Me 50. So Drizzy's basically saying, you guys drop and give me 50. Yeah, he's talking that talk. And he's talking about everybody. Listen, niggas is grouped up right now. It's sad to say, but as a collective, they're jumping Drizzy right now. I told y'all this is a testament to how strong Drizzy is, how important he is, how resilient he is, how powerful he is. This is a testament to that. Well, all the people that are currently jumping in, they're jumping in. It's like WWF, but it's a handicap match. It's one against multiple. I put emphasis on multiple ops. That part. Shout out to Drizzy. Shout out to Champagne Poppy, the Sixth God. You heard? Yo, listen. Let's just break it down. I wrote some things down. Listen, y'all. Check this out. You see my little dusty little... Yeah. I broke this down. I can't leave nothing out. All right, first of all, you guys know Drizzy gonna talk that talk. Drizzy got money, all right? Drizzy do numbers, all right? Anybody knows that. You guys know that's gonna be one of his go-tos. That's gonna be one of his main guns that he's gonna use, all right? He's gonna talk about his numbers, in which he did in a typical Champagne Drake fashion, all right? Now, let me calm down, y'all. Let me calm down. Listen, this is a hype moment in hip-hop. This is a moment that we have to commemorate. Let me get to it. Listen, first of all, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Don't be a ninja watcher. That's the person that be creeping and watching. Don't be no pocket watcher, because that's just a hater. And don't be one of these, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we call a peeping Tom. All right? Y'all know what they do to peeping Tom? Stay out of jail, and you won't have to find out. That part. All right? L.O.T.S Movie. This is the most dangerous podcast in the world. This is the most dangerous platform in the world. You heard me? Remember, I told you that. I am public enemy number one, all right? And I am considered the tippy top op. I'm in the top of the totem pole, all right? I'm a force to be reckoned with. Check this out. All right, so let's talk about it. Let's just break down. Let's just analyze all these rhymes, these different things that he said within this within this, I think it's a 4-minute song. A little bit past, almost at 4 minutes, almost at the 4-minute mark, if not past it. I think so. All right. Now, a lot of people saying that this was a AI. All right, let's get to it. Listen. All right. First of all, he said, I'm the hit maker you depend on. I'm the hit maker you depend on. Listen, Drizzy, I hear you. You guys already know. First of all, let's call a spade a spade. Drizzy's talking some factual. This is concrete. There's validity here. There's credence here. All right? First of all, Drizzy said, I'm the person, the hit maker you depend on. All right? He even made some reference to Rick Ross, to Fat Boy. Y'all know I love Double MG. You know, that's family over there. But this is an unbiased platform. Ain't no division. This is an unbiased platform. And I have to do the platform justice, okay? That part. Now listen. I'm the hit maker you depend on. Now he made a reference to Ross. He said, I'm the one that handed you your first hit, your first number one. Let me see. You're your first number one, I had to put it in your hand. Yeah, I came prepared. I wrote this down. Now, he's not saying everybody's name other than Kendrick. But some of these things are easy to piece together. You just got to use your mind, your memory. Look at the characteristics. What characteristics are consistent with the different opponents in this equation? We know Ross is in this equation. We know The Weeknd is in this equation. We know Metro Boomin is in this equation. We know ASAP Rocky is in this equation. We know Future is in this equation. Without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt. We're not entertaining that, but we know all these gentlemen are part of this equation, right? And remember, Drizzy is getting jumped. He's virtually getting jumped. He's lyrically getting jumped, all right? So this is 1 against 5. And maybe even, there might even be more in the background. We might be doing Drizzy an injustice. Drizzy might be having more opponents than just 5 opponents. There actually might be more opponents there. But no, let's get back to Ross. All right, so you know he made a reference to Ross. I handed you your first hit. That's in reference to Ross, all right? Shout out to Double MG. Shout out to Rick Ross. Shout out to the whole camp. You heard me? Shout out to Meek Mill. Shout out to Wale. Shout out to Kano. Shout out to Young Breed. Shout out to Sam Sneak. Shout out to the new Double MG 2.0. You heard me? The new ones in the stable. The next up and coming Double MG artist. All right. So now he made a reference to Rick Ross. All right. Listen, Drizzy is the stimulus package. Let's call a spade a spade. We have to be honest here. This is unbiased. Drizzy is a stimulus package. Anybody that Drizzy works with usually experiences numbers that they've never typically experienced in their career. Drizzy, Champagne Poppy, Six God, he's the stimulus package. You heard? Now, he also said he's going to put a stop to the stimulus package. Yeah. He said, this is the closest you niggas get to a... Okay, he said, this is the closest thing you niggas get to a feature now. Listen, public service announcement. Everybody get the memo. Pass the memo out. Pass the memo out to all artists. It's the artists that he's speaking of. It's not a reference to the whole industry. You know Drizzy. He embraces new artists, but he's talking about these gentlemen, these 4 to 5 to 6 gentlemen. That's on Metro Boomin's project. He said this is the closest. This is going to be the closest thing that y'all get to a feature now. Gentlemen, the water's off. Drizzy has turned off the water, the faucet. You turn on the faucet, you turn the handle, no water's coming out. Drizzy, Champagne Poppy, Six God. This is the closest thing that y'all niggas gonna get to a feature now. So no more stimulus package for you gentlemen. But this is the great thing though. Y'all should be already on by now. Y'all should be able to get your own numbers up by now. The stimulus package was supposed to help you. It wasn't supposed to be a permanent thing. He's not supposed to be a permanent feature. Nonetheless, I know everybody appreciates a Drake feature, all right? So now, let's run it down the line. There's a lot more here. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Make sure you guys are sharing this one, all right? Most dangerous podcast, most dangerous platform in the world. Don't shoot the messenger. That part. And we talking about the Drizzy. Drizzy just dropped his response to Kendrick Lamar. Drop and give me 50. This is in response to Like That, the record that Kendrick Lamar is featured on for the Metro Boomin and Future project, all right? The song is called Like That. It's performing well. It's #1 on a lot of different platforms, all right? So shout out to them. So now let's run it down the line. There's more here. And you know my handwriting is messed up, so I got to decipher this, y'all. Forgive me. Forgive me, but I'm here, and I wrote it down. You heard? All right. Listen. He said this. Now, let's talk about the money. If we're going to talk about Drake, we know Drake was going to approach this from a money thing. He can't go around it. He has to utilize that. That's one of his advantages. He does better numbers than everybody. He has more money than majority of his opponents. Obviously, he's going to use that because they was going to use that against him. So he has to use his... Come on, that's like a superhero not using your best power. Let's be realistic, all right? Now, Drizzy said this. This is from Champagne's mouth. Numbers-wise, I'm out of here. You're not creeping up. I'm going to repeat this. Numbers-wise, I am out of here. You're not creeping up. Money-wise, you're not sneaking up. So he made a reference to numbers. We all know when it comes to Drake's numbers, they're unmatched. Drake's streaming numbers, his units he sells, the time he spends on the charts, they're unmatched. He's beating Michael Jackson in certain categories. He's unmatched once again. This is one of Drizzy's superpowers. He said, money-wise, you're not sneaking up. So there will be no sneaking up from behind. There will be no creeping up. No creeping up from behind. Listen, this is a unanimous. Nobody can argue this point. This is a unanimous one. So when he uses those guns, get out the way, all right? But let's run it down the line. We knew he was going to use that. We could have predicted that. He's going to talk about numbers and sales and things of that nature. Now, what else we have here, brother? Make sure you guys hit that like button. Listen. Now he's talking about contracts. And Drizzy, I knew you was going to go there. Ooh, I knew you was going to go there. Listen, Drizzy's talking about contracts in reference to Kendrick Lamar. You guys know Drizzy. Drizzy was signed to Young Money, all right? Which is a subsidiary of Cash Money. And, you know, et cetera, et cetera. You guys know recently Drizzy has gone independent. All right? He has his own label, OVO, so he probably just has distribution for OVO at this moment. So this is the perfect time to take aim at Kendrick. He said Kendrick, he wants to see them contracts. Drizzy said he wants to see the splits in the contract, the splits. That's how many people are in your pocket. How many times you got to split that check when it comes in? Yeah. Drizzy's all about numbers. He's all about paper. And he can rap. Big shout out to Drizzy. He's attacking the man in the financial way. When you attack a country, you got to attack its economy, right? So this is a strategic art of war movement, all right? This is part of the art of war. When you're attacking a country, you got to attack the economy. Nobody wants to be a part of a country that's not developing economically, all right? That's why people migrate to other countries. That's why people come to our beautiful country, America, all right? So let's break this down word for word. He said money-wise. He said numbers-wise, I'm out of here. You're not creeping up. Money-wise, you're not sneaking up. I think that's safe to say. Big shout out to Drizzy. Unanimous once again. So listen, this angle, when Drizzy's talking about numbers, Drizzy's talking about money. Typically, you know that J. Cole or none of these guys really can rival those categories, those accolades. The only person that probably can compete with Drizzy in reference to money. And I'm not insinuating that he's on the same level as Drizzy or he's below or under. I really don't know. But one thing I do know, these two gentlemen talk about money. And who I'm referring to is Rick Ross, Fat Boy, Double MG General, all right? Rose is the only one that can rival him in this category. You're talking about money, all right? And we just spoke about Rose. And we're waiting for Rose's response. Listen, guys, this is an all-out war. Listen. Listen. Wake up. Listen. This is an all-out war. This is going to be one of the best moments in hip-hop. Mark my words. We've never seen in hip-hop an all-out war. There's so many people that are involved in this. There's a lot of different opponents with different skill levels. They're like X-Men. You know X-Men, everybody had their own power. It's the same thing. It's the same thing in hip-hop. Everybody has their own power. There's a lot of different opponents in this. And this is going to cause, it's going to be contagious. Listen, if y'all don't know, you see the R&B. R&B niggas is jumping in. Yeah, Chris Brown is dissing Quavo. R&B niggas jumping in. The women in hip-hop they're drawing a line. Women in hip-hop are drawing a line. There's a line being drawn. You got to pick a side like Crips and Bloods. You heard me? That part. So, Drizzy, you got that. That's a fact, though. Now, also, he said, check the contracts. He wants to see the splits. Let me see what he said word for word. Hold on. Let me put my. I wish I had some good reading glasses right now. I really want to analyze this in a sophisticated manner. You know what I mean? This is serious. We got to go word for word, verbatim. All right. So now he said, pull your contracts. Got to check the splits. Ain't no way you doing splits. Your pants might rip. Now, I don't know what he mean by pants ripping. Pause. No Diddy. I don't know what he meant by your pants might rip, but obviously it's a reference to the splits. So when he's talking about the splits, let's break down the splits, all right? It's how many people that are in Kendrick's pocket. You guys know Kendrick is signed to Aftermath, / Interscope. So that's Dr. Dre's label with the former president, Jimmy Iovine, at Interscope. Then you have himself. So it's being split currently 3 different ways. Managers get part of that split too, right? I don't want to go too deep into the contract stipulations. But in a nutshell, it's not being distributed through one company. There's 3 companies that are benefiting from every time Kendrick Lamar makes a sale. There's 3 companies that have to recoup before Kendrick Lamar. That's a fact. Fact, I don't want to hear no argument, all right? We're talking about numbers, we're talking about economics, we're talking about finances. So Drizzy chose to exploit, to highlight the people that are in Kendrick Lamar's pocket, all right? Shout out to Drizzy. Amazing strategy. Drizzy's a strategist. Shout out to Drizzy. You guys, we got to break this down, psychoanalyze this, all right? We got to be meticulous with this. We got to take our time and unpack this, you heard? That part. Be smart. L.O.T.S for me. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Make sure you guys are turning your notification on. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel. That part, the most dangerous channel in the world. The most dangerous channel on God's green earth. Remember I told you, public enemy #1. Listen. All right. Enough of that. Listen, man. I think we're done talking about money. I think it's safe to say at this time, we're done speaking about money, all right? Now, I just want to finish off, because for every person that I speak about, remember, he has 5 different opponents here. So I don't want to go back and forth speaking about the opponents. Once I deal with one opponent, I want to go ahead and remove all doubt. We're going to remove all doubt, break it down, and decipher who he's talking about, because you know Drake. Drake is not a direct type of person. Drake comes at you indirectly. But he always hits his target. He always hits his intended target. Don't shoot the messenger. That part. Now listen. He also made a reference to Ross. He said, let me see right here. Let me say about Ross. He said, You spoke in reference to Ross's age. Let me see what I have here, brother. Where's Ross? Where's the Ross when you spoke about Ross's age? Bada bing. Okay, he made some reference to Ross being 50 years old. He said, you want to jump in, you almost 50, and you trying to jump in. So he's making reference to Ross's age, as if there's an age to go to war, as if at a certain age you're not equipped, or you shouldn't have the wherewithal, you shouldn't have the energy, you shouldn't have the time to be going to war. And I strongly disagree with that, Drake. Drake, I disagree with that aging. You're aging, Drake. You're going to be 50 years old at one moment, too. At one point, too. It's coming. I think you're 36. Drake is 36, 39, something like that. You're well on your way. And by the grace of God, hopefully you reach 50 like Rose. So he said Rose is jumping in. This is his interpretation. His interpretation, how he perceives it, as Rose is jumping in. He's saying Rose had no business jumping in. That's what he's alluding to. All right? So that's enough with Fatboy. We're going to stop speaking about Rose. And I'm pretty sure Fatboy's going to answer back quick. This is going to get crazy. It's not going to stop here. If I know Fatboy like I know these niggas personally, he's going to respond. The response might be tonight. This man probably woke up a sleeping giant because Ross hasn't been doing nothing outside of the Meek Mill project he just dropped. And I don't think nobody has lit that fire under Ross, that fire, that necessary fire to provide the motivation, to give you the drive. And that's what he's doing. He's providing drive right now. He's providing the fuel to get Rose going. So, Fatboy, we waiting on you here at the L.O.T.S approved media. All right? Now, you guys know, he spoke about one of the ringleaders. He spoke about one of the people that initiated this war. All right, they're saying there's two people that they're saying are responsible for this. But according to Drizzy, this has been brewing. According to Six God, according to Champagne Poppy, this has been brewing. It's not the song that he just did. It's not because of the song with Kendrick Lamar and Future, produced by Metro Boomin. He said it didn't start there. This war has been brewing according to Drizzy. And you guys remember the control verse from Kendrick. So obviously Kendrick been scratching at the door. Kendrick been barking up the tree. He's been barking, barking, He's barking up the tree. That part. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Listen, there's some more things here, man. We got to unpack this. There's a little bit more here. It's not done. When you guys get a chance, the track is all over the internet right now. Some people thought it was an AI. So some people kind of like pushed it to the side because people didn't think that it was authentic. It's safe to say that this is the official response to Kendrick Lamar. All right? From the Like That song that's produced by Metro Boomin and with Future. It's the Metro Boomin and Future's project. All right? That's for the slow ones, for the people that's been on the rock. I got to reiterate this. This is hip-hop. We got to unpack this, and we got to be precise with our intent, all right? Now, with that being said, listen. He spoke about Metro Boomin. He said, Metro Boomin, shut your whole ass up and go make some drums. If you guys know Metro Boomin, like I told, Metro Boomin is responsible for putting this together. Some are saying Metro Boomin is responsible. Some are saying that the Weeknd is responsible. And perfect time, we're gonna speak about the Weeknd, all right? But nonetheless, Metro, he said, shut your whole ass up. That's shut your whole ass up, the edited version. Your old ass, whole ass, and go make some drums. That's what he's telling Metro Boomin. All right? Now, you guys know the Weeknd was once signed. The Weeknd was once signed to OVO. All right? At one point, it was all good just a week ago. At one point, it was OVO XO. At one point, it was OVO XO. Then they parted ways. Fork in the road. They parted ways. All right? So now you guys know that the Weeknd has been seen. He's on one of the songs for the original project. The two projects that Metro Boomin recently dropped. All right? It's two projects. We Don't Trust You. The first project. Now, he's showing up on the second project. We Still Don't Trust You. They still don't trust you. He's on the second project. And looks like he said something towards Drake. Now, I don't have it right now, what he said to Drake, but I do have how Drake responded. Now, you guys know Drake is subliminal. That's one thing. Big shout out to Kendrick Lamar. I got to give a big shout out to Kendrick Lamar, big dog. Because Kendrick Lamar was calling niggas out. Kendrick Lamar is a little bit more direct, and I got to respect that. So when we're judging this battle, we got to judge with how people are subliminal versus direct. There's different dynamics in this battle. It's going to give different categories, different accolades that's going to give us our score. All right? We're scoring this one. We gotta see who's the winner, even though it just started. It's just as begun. We're keeping score. We're counting the assists. We're counting the rebounds. We're counting the blocks. We're counting the score. We're watching the defense, the strategy in defending your opponent. All right? So in reference to Metro Boomin, he said, Metro Boomin, shut your old ass up and go make some beats. Shout out to Metro Boomin. I have no horse in this race. My only horse in the race is in the race of hip-hop. You guys have made my day on behalf of L.O.T.S and Boom Media. You guys have made my day. My day has been met. All right? Now, let's keep going, man. Now, what else we have? There's not too much left. I just basically looked at the main things that he said that struck a chord in me, that I felt like those were bombs when he was dropping bombs. He's dropping bombs on them. If I had my roadcaster right now, I'd have been dropping bombs behind this shit. So I gotta drop bombs verbally. Boom. Bombs have been dropped. You know, we got them Funk Flex bombs, all right? Listen. Let me see what we got here. Okay, now let's talk about Weeknd. He said, get more love. Well, he told Metro Boomin also, I get more love in your city than you. Next time I visit, I'm coming with all my chains on. Have my chains on when I visit. So basically he's saying Metro Boomin, he gets more respect in Atlanta than you. Drizzy's saying he gets more respect in Atlanta than you. How is that possible? I don't know if you guys know this, but Drizzy's been talking awfully greasy. Drizzy's been talking awfully greasy. I don't think y'all notice how tough he's been talking. And I never found Drake to be a tough guy. But apparently he wants some smoke. And he's not turning down no smoke. Now he ain't calling niggas out for wreck. Because I don't know if Drizzy got them hands. And I don't know if Drizzy let that bitch blam. I don't know if he keep the blicky. Are you with me? So I'm pretty sure he's gonna call some people. He's gonna send some niggas. He's gonna send some missiles at niggas. Typically, that's what they do. I don't find Drake to be a gangster, but he's been talking gangster. Let's make this clear. So he said, I get more respect in your city than you. And he also said, next time I come, I'm gonna have all my chains on. Today I got one chain and a bracelet. But this guy's gonna have all his chains, an ensemble, a plethora of chains, an ensemble of chains. All right? Shout out to Make It Happen in the building, my brother. I hope you got a chance to see that, or hear the Drake response to Kendrick. And that's what we're speaking about right now. Next Friday, we're going to speak about it on the podcast officially. And we're going to have people call in to tell me who do they got in this battle. And obviously, by next Friday, I'm assuming there's going to be more responses throughout the week. It's safe to say at this moment, all right? Drake got niggas hot and bothered. Drake done ruffled feathers. This is a response to Kendrick, all right? I'm pretty sure more people are going to respond throughout the week. I'm already seeing that happening. I'm envisioning that, all right? Now, he's talking about the Weeknd. He said about the Weeknd, let me see here. He said your Chubbs is, man, your Chubbs blunt runner. So he had to be speaking about Weeknd. He said Weeknd, the R&B singer that do all those numbers, the guy that gets compared to Michael Jackson, the guy that does numbers like Drake or even more, the Weeknd. He said Weeknd, you was Chubbs blunt runner. You used to run to the store to go get the blunts. Drake, how dare you call Weeknd a blunt runner? How can you have the audacity to call Weeknd a blunt runner? But I can accept that. I don't know Weeknd. So we're going to accept that. Not necessarily it's the truth, but until Weeknd responds, until somebody can respond on Weeknd's behalf. That's what I'm waiting for. All right. But he said a lot more things about the Weeknd. All right. Let me see here. What else he said about the Weeknd? Your Chubbs is blunt runner, claiming that you're from the 6 when you don't claiming the 6 when you don't come from it. So he's basically saying that the Weeknd, he don't come from the 6. The 6 is, they're referring to Canada. So Drake is saying that the Weeknd does not come from Canada. He don't come from the 6, the Toronto. I think Toronto, he's from Canada, but they say he's not from Toronto. This is something new to me, all right? And I'm curious to see, I want to see Weeknd respond to this. Listen, R&B singers are involved. This shit is just not a rap war. This is R&B niggas jumping in. R&B niggas jumping into hip-hop right now. The women in hip-hop are warring. Everybody's at war. It's not just the Ukraine and Israel. It's just not, sorry about that, Israel and Palestine. Excuse me, apologies. It's not just Ukraine and Russia. It's hip-hop in America, too. Everybody's at war right now. That's the climate. So what else? He got more here about the Weeknd. All right. What does he say? You got rich. You had to run. You had to run from it. So basically, he's saying that he's not from the 6, and he's claiming that the Weeknd got rich and had to run from the 6. He's saying that the Weeknd got rich. Shit got crazy in Canada. You know, Canada, they give niggas the leggers. Grrr, don't shoot a messenger. Canada's known for shooting niggas in their leg. They call it a leggers. They give you a leggers. So Weeknd wasn't trying to catch no leggers. Weeknd thought it was his best interest to leave the city. When you get rich, you got seen on Vlad TV. You see when Vlad speaks, when Vlad tell you, when you get that money, you got to leave your city because your city's going to be the first people to hate you. And the hate that they have for you, the compassion, the passion in their hate, it's unwarranted. It's only because they know you. So it's in your best interest to leave your city. It's in your best interest when you get rich and you're in your city to leave your city. And this is what Drake is referring to. Drake is saying Weeknd is not from the 6. You ain't from it. And when you got rich, you had to run from it. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I think that was the wiser move in actuality. Shout out to the Weeknd nonetheless. All right. Now, we're going to end off with this. I'm going to end off with this. All right. Drake said, well, he said this, I had to name myself twice. Drake said he had to name himself twice when we were talking about the big 3. He said the big 3, there was no third person. It was him twice. So I guess he was referring to was just him twice and J. Cole. And it hurts my heart to say J. Cole right now because J. Cole is out the race. This is what J. Cole was supposed to do. Oh, yeah. And Drake spoke about J. Cole. He said, this ain't even everything I know. Don't wake up. Don't wake the demon up. Drop and give me 50. All you fuck niggas teaming up. Alright? So basically he's trying to say that niggas is teaming up, drop and give me 50, and this ain't all he know. Drake is saying don't wake the demon up. So for you guys at home that are under the assumption that the demon is woke, apparently Drake is saying the demon is still sleeping. The demon's not even awake at this moment. And this is the scary part. This is the spooky part right here. Remember I was telling y'all about Kendrick? In hip-hop, the first shot is a warning shot. Grrr! That's a warning shot. You're not supposed to let go of the whole clip. You're not supposed to pull out your biggest gun. No. It's a warning shot. This is scary. This is the scary part right here. This is the scary part right here. This is spooky. What do these niggas have in the vault? What's next? Kendrick came out firing. Fire. Kendrick came out firing. There was nothing subtle about what he said. There was nothing subliminal about what he said. There was nothing indirect about what he said. There was nothing nonchalant about what Kendrick said. That was a direct missile launch. And he hit his intended target. Let's call a spade a spade. Now you have Drake's response. Drake responded. And I'm going to say, in a timely fashion, Thank you, Drizzy. But if you ask me, I think J. Cole is what prompted you to drop. But thank you, Drizzy. Timely fashion. Drizzy has responded. Drizzy's response is consistent. It sounds more like a warning. He just touched on it. He ain't really danced. He danced a little bit. Drizzy danced. You know I'm Haitian. You know I dance. I'm gonna dance it with him. Drizzy danced. But Drizzy ain't do the merengue. Drizzy ain't do the he ain't do bachata, what they call it? He ain't do the merengue. He ain't do the salsa on it. All right? He just gave it a little. He just did a little two-step. So Drizzy has more to come. This is scary. Drizzy has way more to come. Shout out to all parties involved. This is a great moment in hip hop. I feel like we're blessed in hip hop to be having this moment. You know what I mean? So at this point, there's no losers. No, listen, let's make this clear. At this point, nobody loses. Kendrick didn't lose. Even if Drizzy was to beat Kendrick right now, Kendrick did not lose. At this point, Drake did not lose. Even if Kendrick was to drop a response to Drake's drop and give me 50, Drake cannot lose. Hip-hop was losing. Hip-hop started losing. Hip-hop wasn't doing the same numbers. They were screaming that the execs are not looking for hip-hop artists no more. They're looking for Afro beats artists. They were saying drill music is killing hip-hop. The only thing that was keeping hip-hop alive, to be honest with you, were the women in hip-hop. Shout out to the ladies. Salute to the ladies. Contrary to what Joe Budden said, that the execs are no longer looking for women artists. Contrary to that, shout out to the ladies. Because the ladies were the only ones that was keeping hip-hop alive. We as men, we wasn't doing it. You guys, it's a great moment in hip-hop, man. Thank God for Drake. Thank God for Kendrick. Thank God for Metro. Thank God for all parties involved. Even thank God for J. Cole. J. Cole's an example of what not to do in the hip-hop battle. Shout out to J. Cole, because you're still a part of history. But you're the part of history that nobody wants to play. In the future, when they come up with a movie and a documentary, you're the character in the movie that nobody wants to play. You went out bad, homie. Now, I think that's about it right there. All right? He said he named himself twice. That part. He said this ain't even everything I know. So he has way more dirt. He has way more dirt, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a semi-dirty fight. I'm hoping you guys could keep it a little slightly clean, but that might be asking a little bit too much. Hip-hop is dirty at times. It's battling. Nobody needs to be violated. You know there's a code of ethics that you can't cross. Don't do the Jay-Z, I bust a nut on your child's seat. Don't do that. You see when Jay talked about Nas's child and how he bust a nut in the car seat I ain't like that. I felt like Jay-Z went too far. I'm surprised that Jay-Z and Nas are friends at this moment. I'm surprised that Nas signed to Def Jam via Jay-Z. That surprises me that Jay-Z and Nas are such good friends. I stutter when I say that. That surprises me. After Jay-Z said that he bust a nut on the man's child's the child's safety seat. Please, you guys, don't go out like that. Drake and Kendrick, please don't go out like that. Now, I can't speak for everybody else. I know Fat Boy Ross. Ross ain't gonna play with him. Fat Boy, you know how Fat Boy is the only one that really survived 50 Cent. Fat Boy and Jadakiss, let's make this clear. Rick Ross and Jadakiss are the only niggas that survived Jay-Z. Excuse me, not Jay-Z, 50 Cent. Apologize. There's so many people that I'm speaking about right now. Once again, Rick Ross and Jadakiss are the only two men that survived 50 Cent's wrath, his reign, all right? His era. Now, I don't think we have any more here. Let me check. I don't think we have any more here. I'm pretty sure I'm missing something. I always miss something. I'm pretty sure you guys will let me know. in the comment section, what did I miss? Oh, he said, I don't care what Cole say. That dot shit was weak as fuck. And I want to end with that one. Whoa, that's what I was saying about J. Cole. Listen, I'm going to end off with this. Drake said that dot shit was weak as fuck. I don't care what J. Cole said. That dot shit was weak as fuck. Shout out to Drake. And I'm happy that you let your mans know that. Because you and your mans was a part of the reason why this started, right? I'm happy that you let your mans know that. That dot shit was weak. And we as the public, we know that that dot shit wasn't weak. But when you're a champion, you're a contender. When you're a warrior, you're never going to tell your opponent they're like that. You're never going to tell your opponent that they're great. That's not part of the cards. It's a mental game. So you have to reference them and you have to say things like that shit is weak. You're not like that. You're my son. You can't catch up to me. You can't creep up on me. I'm that nigga. Your shit is barely doing what it do. Yeah, you gotta belittle your opponent's accomplishments. That's just part of hip hop. Though it may not be true. Maybe they are great. You have to belittle their accomplishments. Hence, that's the reason why they're dissing one of Kendrick Lamar's albums. He said that last shit that you dropped flopped. Drake said the last shit wasn't it. I listened to the Kendrick project. Hey, you guys, relax. I listened to the Kendrick project, all right? You guys got part of me, my bullies. They going crazy right now, too. Hip-hop's going crazy, and even the dogs in my house, my dogs are going crazy, all right? Listen, I want to give a big shout out to Drake, man. We're going to bring this to a closure. Big shout out to Drake, man. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, Drizzy, thank you. Thank you, my brother, for responding in a timely fashion. Thank you, my brother, for delivering a good verse. Thank you, my brother, for being a contender. Thank you, my brother, for letting J. Cole know that first shit that they dropped was weak. Thank you, my brother. Hey, relax. Thank you. So, with that being said, you guys, L.O.T.S Media, Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, all right? This is breaking news. They just dropped the response to Kendrick Lamar's. And Kendrick Lamar featured on Future and Metro Boomin's project. The song is called Like That. If you guys haven't heard it, you guys need to unalive yourself, all right? If you haven't heard it, please leave the country. If you haven't heard it, please educate yourself. If you haven't heard it, put it on, put it on your phone, put your headphones on, and put it on repeat. And just listen to it all day. Because you should have been heard this. You must be under a rock. Alright? L.O.T.S Media, Don't Shoot the Messenger. You heard me? Breaking news. Drake response. The song is called Drop and Give Me 50 in response to Metro Boomin and Futures featuring Kendrick Lamar, Like That. Alright? And we're like that this channel. You guys make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Don't leave out of here without hitting that like button. We call that wipe your feet on the rug. Same way you do at your grandparents' house, your mama's house. Show that you got respect. Show that you got manners. Wipe your feet on the rug. And do me a favor, hit that like button, that thumbs up, whatever platform you on. Whether you see this on YouTube, you see this on Facebook or Twitter, hit that like button, thumbs up or the heart, whatever it is. All right? Make sure you guys are turning your notification bells on for every time I drop. Like I just dropped this now, this breaking news. I need you guys to make sure that you guys hit that notification bell, that sexy little bell that's off in the corner. Hit that bell. Every time I drop, you guys get notified. When I go live, you guys will know when I go live, all right? Last but not least, don't be a ninja watcher. That's the person that be creeping and watching. Don't be no pocket watcher, because that's just a hater. And you definitely don't want to be one of these, ladies and gentlemen. That's a peeping Tom. Don't go to jail. You want to find out what they do to peeping Toms. That part. L.O.T.S Media. Don't Shoot the Messenger. I'm out. Thank God. Thank God for hip-hop.